Hello there, welcome to the news on Nepal television. I am Rosina Rai, starting with the headlines first. A 15-month-old child killed as a landslide buries a house in Gaurisagar municipality of Dolaka. 3 other missing. Dengue cases rises up to more than 7,000 cases in a span of 2 weeks. Serotype 2 of dengue virus more dominant at this time. Sea drone attack reported on Russian Black Sea port. Russia says it repelled the drone attack by Ukraine on its naval base. And Canadian province Alberta drops bid for 2020 Commonwealth Games. Such comes a week after Australian State of Victoria pulled out of hosting the 2026 Games. Welcome back. Now we have the news in detail. One child has been killed while 3 others have gone missing after a landslide occurred at Topatar of Gaurisagar municipality, Ward number 8 of Dolaka district. A 15-month-old child was killed while the landslide swept away 3 houses this morning. Over 32 houses of the rural municipality also have sustained damages after the area received heavy rainfall on Thursday night. 3 others also have been left injured. The incessant downpour also has disrupted the telephone services in the area. Chief District Officer Kamal Prasad Dhamala said a helicopter has been sent to the incident site to carry out search for the missing ones. The stereotype 2 of dengue virus is more prevalent in Nepal. In the study conducted by the Epidemiology and Disease Control Division, cases of serotype 2 of dengue was seen more among the infected ones. Head of the division's vector control section, Dr. Gokarna Dahal, said serotype 2 was found among 41% of positive cases. This was revealed from genetic sequences test of dengue strains from 58 infected patients carried out at the National Public Health Laboratory and the BP Korala Institute of Health Sciences in Dharan. Some of the samples had serotype 1, 3 as well. However, serotype 2 was found more among the infected ones. Dahal said in 2002 the dominant strains in Nepal were serotype 1 and 2, but in recent years dengue 2 has become more dominant. Dahal further says the other serotype reappears in human. It is more fatal. So far, all 4 serotypes of dengue infections have been observed in Nepal. Cases of dengue has whooped to 7,000 plus in the country. The figure that should from 2,900 cases from the past 2 weeks. Since the past few weeks, the dengue outbreak has gripped most areas of the country, with the Sunsari district of Kosi province reporting highest number of the cases. Various parts of the country of late have seen a sharp rise in the number of people suffering from conjunctivitis. Hospitals are seen to be crowded with hundreds of patients seeking treatment on a daily basis. Doctors have urged to maintain cautious as conjunctivitis is caused by a virus or bacteria and can spread easily from person to person. They added the infection normally lasts from a week and can be cured easily through regular medication. However, doctors warn lack of proper and timely treatment of conjunctivitis may lead to permanent blindness. People also have been suggested to wash hands with soap and water after coming in contact with infected individuals and not share items used by any infected persons. We shall get back with more updates on the side we do have. Stay with us. Time for a short break. Welcome back. You are on Nepal Television News. Now the remaining updates. The Central Committee meeting of the ruling CPN Maoist Center will continue today as well. 56 Central Committee members, including party's senior Vice Chairman Narayan Kaju Shrestha, spokesperson Krishna Bahadur Mahara and had put forth their views on political and organizational proposal during the Thursday's meeting. They had presented their recommendations for party rebuilding while backing the government's intervention on social justice, good governance and prosperity. They also lauded Pushpakamal Dahal-led government's action taken for maintaining social justice, good governance and prosperity in the country. So far, 74 Central Committee members put forth their views at the meeting. Now we have updates from international front line. Explosions have been reported overnight near the Russian port of Novorossiysk on the Black Sea. Footage shared on the social media on Friday appeared to show loud blast at the port, which is a measure of Russian experts. Russia's defense ministry said it had repelled a Ukrainian attack on its naval base there with 2 sea drones. It said the drones had been spotted and destroyed by Russian ships guarding the outer harbor of the naval base. The port temporarily suspended any movement of ships following the attack. According to the Caspian Pipeline Consortium, which loads all on the tankers at the port. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty in a Washington, D.C. court to conspiring to overturn his 2020 election defeat. During a short arraignment, he spoke softly to confirm his not guilty plea. Name is and that he was not under the influence of any substances. He later told reporters the case was a prosecution of a political opponent. It marks the former president's third appearance in 4 months as a criminal defendant. About 1,000 defendants are charged with participating in the storming of Congress on 6 January 2021 have appeared in the same court building. We still have more updates at the site. Stay with us. Time for a short break again. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Now the remaining updates from International Frontline. 2 U.S. Navy sailors in California have been arrested on charges of providing sensitive military information to China, authorities said Thursday. 22-year-old Jin Kao Wei, a neutralized U.S. citizen, is accused of conspiring to send national defense information to a Chinese agent. A second sailor, 26-year-old Wening Zhao, was arrested on charges of accepting money for sensitive photos and videos. Prosecutors announced the charges during a new conference in San Diego on Thursday. China says it will drop its tariffs on Australian barley imports that had been in place for 3 years and affected billions of dollars of trade. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese welcomed the move. Canberra also said it will suspend its case at the World Trade Organization WTO over Beijing's duties on barley. In another sign of the thawing relationship between the two nations, Australia this week invited China's new foreign minister to visit the country. China's Ministry of Commerce said the tariffs will be dropped starting on Saturday. The oceans have hit their hottest ever recorded temperature as they soak up warmth from climate change, with the dire implications for our planet's health. The average daily global sea surface temperature beat a 2016 record this week, according to the EU's climate change service Copernicus. It reached 96 degrees Celsius. That's far above the average of this time per year. Oceans are a vital climate regulator. They soak up heat, produce half Earth's oxygen, and drive weather patterns. Warmer water have less ability to absorb carbon dioxide, meaning more of that planet-warming gas will stay in the atmosphere. To the more updates, before that, let's have a quick look into the highlights of the site. Scientists have found a naturally occurring strain of bacteria which can help stop the transmission of malaria from mosquitoes to humans. They found it by chance after a colony of mosquitoes in an experiment did not develop the malaria parasite. The researchers say the bacteria could be a new tool for fighting one of the world's oldest diseases, which kills 600,000 people every day. Trials assessing its safety in the real world are now taking place. Scientists at a research facility in Spain run by the JSK pharmaceutical company made the discovery after noticing that a colony of mosquitoes being used for drug development had stopped carrying malaria. Now moving on to sports. The government of Alberta has pulled its support for a bid to host the 2030 Commonwealth Games due to rising cost. A joint bid was being considered by the Canadian province, centered around the cities of Edmonton and Calgary. Tourism Minister Joseph Sco said the bill was estimated at $2.6 billion, a burden too high for the province to bear. It comes a week after Australia pulled out hosting the 2026 Games in Victoria due to budget blowouts. The initial plans was to host the Games over 11 days in August 2030 with competitions and events spread between Calgary and Edmonton. With this, we come to the end of this news bulletin, but before we say goodbye, quick reminders of the headlines once again. A 15-month-old child killed as landslide buries a house in Gauri Sankara municipality of Dolakha. 3 others missing. Dengue cases ratchets up to more than 7,000 cases in a span of 2 weeks. Serotype 2 of dengue virus more dominant at this time. Sea drone attack reported on Russian Black Sea port. Russia says it repelled the drone attack by Ukraine on its naval base. And the Canadian province Alberta drops a bid to 2030 Commonwealth Games. Such comes weeks after Australian state of Victoria pulled out of the hosting the 2026 Games. Well, this is all we have for this moment. Until our next bulletin, have a good day ahead. Namaste.